Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Carlton People. This is episode number 60. And on today's episode, I've got a guy who is a new premiership member of the channel. More importantly, he's a supporter. And I speak of Christopher Lang. Chris, hello, mate.
Hey, mate. How you going?
Mate, I'm good. Look, while we're recording this, we're not great, but we don't want people in 10 years to know how bad it was when we were filming this. So I'm going all right.
Yeah, I'm going okay as well, mate. In regards to the football, I'm going well.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Well, why don't you kick us off and let us know, how did you become a Carlton supporter? Where does it all begin for you?
So I was born into it from my dad. My dad's a Carlton supporter, and that's an interesting story in itself. My family actually, my dad's side, because my mother's side don't really follow football, but my dad's side actually, they mainly support Port Melbourne in the VFL, VFA. So back in the 80s, my dad asked my grandpa who should he go for, and that was in 1983, and he said Carlton. So ever since then, we're the only really two people that go for Carlton in our family. Everyone else goes for St Kilda or Port Melbourne. So we've stuck through a lot of the bad times. But it's been fantastic. You love the club and it's great.
Yeah. So just like that, he was given a recommendation, and that's how it began from there. And then you're the next generation.
Pretty much, yeah. It was really strange because it's actually interesting because my grandpa was a South Melbourne supporter.
Yeah. And
I don't know why he just didn't go for South Melbourne. Probably because they were really bad at that time. But so for some reason he just picked Carlton because I think they just come off winning 3 of the last 4, so it was a good choice. But we've been stuck with it now, and it's interesting.
It is. So, what are your earliest memories as a supporter? Whether it be going to games or watching, like how far back does your memory go?
Oh, way back. I remember I went to a couple of games at Princess Park. I love those memories. Those memories are so good. I remember the atmosphere was fantastic. It was just like your whole family was watching you in the game. I remember I vomited eating chips at one point. I was like 5 or something. I remember someone got knocked out on the wing right in front of me. I think it was Matthew Lappin got knocked out on the wing. I don't know what game it was. I do remember being very scared. And I think I know I went to the last game there against Melbourne, but I don't remember. I only watching the replay at home. But I know it was there, which is the main thing. But and then the other memories going every week. We go every home game, me and Dad, and it was the best bonding time for me and my dad. That's mainly what we talk about nowadays. Just how Carlton are going, which mainly isn't a good conversation, but but it's a great thing to bond over, and it just becomes a part of your life. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. You've got Princess Park memories, which is cool. What year were you born?
98.
98. Okay, so you've got Princess Park memories, which is fantastic, and the family time is also important too. Obviously, that those early footy memories for me as well. I remember my mum used to take me, and I'll never forget just little things like going on the train. For whatever reason, Regent Station sticks in my memory. Don't know why, it just does. And I do remember the smell of the hot chips at Princess Park for some reason too.
Yeah. That's interesting because, you just remember the little things. Like, I do remember that playing it. Like, I don't remember games or who we played against, but I remember the player getting knocked out or me getting sick at the game or whatever. But I do remember parking outside and just the feeling you get close to the games. Like, it's not the same at the MCG or anything because it feels like more of a neutral ground. But when you're going to Princess Park, you knew you're going to the Carlton territory and everyone there is support the same goal as you, which is a really cool feeling, which I think, Carlton Football Club's never really been the same without that.
Yeah, we've lost it. I mean, obviously, I've gone to see quite a few of the AFLW games, and it's cool. It's good to see that there is somewhere still to play, and hopefully with this redevelopment, who knows, maybe in 10, 15 years we can lobby for I don't know, 1 game a year. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think the AFL needs to. It needs to be like if they can, if they get the money, make it like an EPL kind of thing where every team has their own stadium, so teams can feel like it's their own home ground. Because that's people talk about that all the time, going to Victoria Park and getting spat on or whatever, or going to Windy Hill or whatever. That's what built this league.
Mm.
Being able to feel to go to some place and connecting with that place. So if the AFL could do that, that'd be really good. But who knows with them? So we'll never know.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. So, what are who are your first heroes? Because I feel like with kids they latch on to heroes, not so much the club, like their favorite players, and they really help them latch onto the club. So, who was that for you?
There's a couple. I loved Juddy. Juddy was my favorite when he came. Oh, he was just. Still to this day, I can't remember many mistakes he made. Maybe it's just selective memory, but he was just amazing to watch. Favola, obviously, you just knew if he was on, we were going to win the game. Just people like Murphy, Gibbs, just the big players. I loved the players, that really brought energy to the crowd. I love those kind of players. And Jody was always one, when he kicked a goal, it was always a little bit louder. Or when Fev kicked 6 or 7, you felt like you were the best team of the competition. So I love those kind of players. And nowadays, I love Walshy. Walshy's quickly becoming one of my favorites. He is just, it's like I'm watching something that's like once in a generation with that guy. So that's awesome to see.
Do you remember when Juddy first came to the club?
No, I don't think I remember that. I remember, I do remember the announcement, but I don't think, I was too excited from my memory because I think we just come up losing a final or something, so I'm still a bit annoyed.
Yeah.
But
So
but I do remember some of the great games.
Yeah, we had just drafted Cruiser, so we actually finished on the bottom.
Yeah,
close to the bottom. I like the fact that you've mentioned like you're one of the first people. I mean, I think a lot of people are feeling the way you have said it, in the sense of stop going and getting these fish, look within, develop within, look after our own backyard. Look, yeah, I get it. Chair is there, but are we really going to overpay someone that hasn't proven anything yet? Could be good, but McGovern could have been good, great. Zach Williams, we think, could be great. It's almost like we're gambling. Like it's like why don't we just look at what we do have rather than what we don't?
That's what the old Carlton used to do. Like, I don't know why the club is going away from the old Carlton so much. I mean, it brought us so much success. I mean, if you look at the back in the old days, like they brought in players that were obviously there's differences, but most of the time they got their players in young and they kept them there. They didn't go out and get obviously they went and got like a Greg Williams. That's like a once in a generation type player, right? But they didn't go out and get like a Warwick Kappa or whatever every couple of years because they believed in what they had. They believed in the players that they had and they backed them in. And that's what I think the club got scared of because I think, we need wins now, wins now, wins now. It's like, well, no, we need to develop players. I look at the old Barcelona, right? And people that don't follow the soccer, I'll explain it to you a little bit quickly. Basically, Barcelona are a football team in Spain, and obviously Terry would know. And their mantra before they became a really good football team is not we must win, we must develop players. And that's what the Carlton football's mantra has to be. We must develop players because developing players equals wins. That's how you develop players. And the club went away from it. They got him Williams, they got him Sud, they panicked. And that's what they have to go back to. We must develop Dow. We must develop Honey. We must develop Durden. The great white hope isn't coming from another club. Dustin Martin isn't going to come here and win us a flag. That's not going to happen. We have to back what we have. And we have it. We just have to trust in ourselves to bring it out of them.
I like it. On that note, before I let you go, I've got to ask you the same question. Everyone gets the same question. When are we lifting up this next premiership? Which year?
Oh.
On the spot.
Look, it's a tough question at the moment, Terry. Just coming off of what I saw last week. Look, 2020. I think it'll come in the next 10 years. I think.
I'd hope so.
How old's Harry? How old's Harry? Is he 23?
22, 22, 23. Yeah.
2026. I think we were the premiership.
All right.
I think we're going to lose a couple of prelims. We're going to have heartbreaking losses, but that just happens. We're going to have to ride through that. But I think after that, the players will be at a good age, 26, 27. Well, they'll start really going for it, and I think we'll snag one.
I like it. You're actually the first one to go that far ahead in the future. Most people say 2023, 2024, 2025. We've never had a 2026. So I like it. The bar is being pushed further and further away. But no, I think you're right. I think there is something to be said for this. This is a new Carlton all over again. It really is the Cripps, Wiedering, Mackay, Walsh, era. It's a totally new club. And so I think with that, we need to give them time to gel with each other. They've only just got their new young small forwards in Durden and Honey. And
I think people don't realize how young this team is. This team, obviously, it looks like on age it looks older, but really the key players are pretty young. Like Mackay's 22, Wiedering 22, 23. Like you get if you look at like the premiership winners, most of the great players are 27, 28. I think we put a lot of pressure on these players to be obviously because we're frustrated because we haven't won in so long. But I think sometimes we need to have a balanced view of like these players need a lot of time. Like it's very hard to win premierships. It's not, you can't just do it over a couple of years. It's a long build. Sometimes it takes 10 years and it sucks, but a lot like Geelong didn't do it in 2 years. Like they started in like 98.
Yeah.
And they won in 2007. So people need to remember that sometimes, I think.
I think we all need to take a deep breath at all times.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right.
Mate, hey, it's been great to meet you and connect with you this year, and really appreciate you coming on the fan cams and getting amongst it. Hope you've enjoyed it, and thanks again for your support of the channel, and more importantly, thanks for being a good Carlton person.
No worries, mate. It's been a pleasure, mate. Hopefully I can be on the fan cams more, and hopefully this channel keeps growing and growing.
You know it, brother. Go the Mighty Blues, hey?
Go the Blues, mate.